Hey everyone, if you like our content and want to help us grow our channel, you can support us on Patreon, where you also get exclusive behind the scenes content. Otherwise, follow us on these social media platforms where you can help support us. A little goes a long way. Enjoy the rest of this video. Good evening everyone, and Nonocat here back at the studio. So we had a look at the unboxing of the VEC-TOR. Now we've got that trigger installed at ASGC. So we were going to get that handguard installed by them as well, but I figured out it looked pretty easy. So I'm going to try and do it myself because I think it's just a matter of a couple of screws. So let's get into that. So right off the bat, in the packaging, it does come with Allen key. And if you already have any existing rail pieces installed on the Kriss vector, such as that, you can actually use the same tool to get that sorted. So first thing first is to check if your battery's unplugged. Make sure it's fully empty, and let's get into it. So with the same Allen key, we should be able to just remove that rail piece. So that comes off. Now, with this, that goes on fairly simple. I put some accessories on, as you can see, little foregrip and optic. Let's remove this. And even with the handguard, that just lights on. So let's put those, let's lock that into place. So just align that. So make sure you don't tighten those screws all in the same side first. Do like a cross tightening. And if you want, might want to put some Loctite, because these ones do not come with Loctite. So now that we've got those 4 screws on, we'll just tighten it. So tighten this side first. So just tighten it with an X. So there's only 4 screws involved, and voila, that's done. And it was that simple. I think it's just a matter of minutes. And with the suppressor, should just lock on. There we go. Right, now this particular handguard does come with type A and type B. So we just had a look. So type A does come with this piece that sits on top of that as such, and you can just put that screw onto that. Let us just demo that for you real quick. So it should come with 2 pieces. There we go. So this piece should sit right up here, and this piece should sit down here. So that's essentially what the handguard looks like. So I don't know if the camera can see that.
I can see that.
And we're just gonna go with type B. The reason for that is I want to put something on top of here, and we want that maximum rail space. So we'll put on the longer one, which is this one here, which sits straight across. Let's try that. So once you align it, just give that a tighten. So that looks pretty good. So I've got that installed now. And let's put this dummy NGAL on top. Awesome. That's done. Looks pretty good. So you do get some other rail pieces which you can add on the side. So we might not do that because I might not actually use it. But for the sake of the demonstration, let's put a side piece on there for you. So this handguard is M-lock, but it also comes with these direct attached rail pieces, which goes onto the handguard directly by screw mounts. There we go. And that's done. So that's ready for your light attachments and whatnot. So on the underside, you can also put other rail pieces and fit like a foregrip more front forward, or maybe some other accessories of your choice. So that's really cool. Let's take it down and give it a few shots on the VEC-TOR combo. Let's go check it out. So the Thor's a pretty cool unit. We just had a go at it, and it's practically a Bifrost in a very cool suppressor sort of setup. This particular Thor unit actually is a dual QD system. So what that means is you can actually quickly detach that suppressor by pushing that button at the bottom to remove it. And on the top element, you could also just push and twist to take out the Bifrost module. So surprisingly, I always thought that the M and the Blaster M before actually meant a medium because of the larger size, but I realized that the Bifrost module actually is the same size, same diameter actually as the Bifrost unit. So I think what the M actually stands for means module. So fun fact. And I don't know if I can just compare it here. So I'll just remove that back element on the Bifrost. As you guys can see, it's a very similar sizing. So the Bifrost unit is a little bit chunkier because it is an external unit, whereas the module is meant to be fitted into a suppressor like the Thor. But let's take a look at the Blaster M and compare it. So we've got the Blaster M here, we've got the Bifrost M. Yeah, both suppressor modules, but as we compare it here, we can see that the Bifrost is a bit smaller than the Blaster M. So that means you might not be able to fit it in the Thor. Let's give it a try. So obviously not. It is a little bit bigger than usual. So I'll just put that down to show you the difference in diameter. So the Blaster M doesn't fit into the Thor, but can the Bifrost M fit into another unit? So as you guys might be aware, one of my favorite units is the Predator MK3. I just love the cutie design, so we've actually removed the blaster end for it, and obviously the Bifrost M will fit into it because it is smaller, but you do get a bit of play, a bit of wobble. I wouldn't recommend just putting it in if you do have one as well. So we've actually made a particular sleeve for it. I'll just slide that in. And that helps fit it snugly. Let's just tighten it, lock that into place. And now we have a Bifrost Predator MK3. So I was really excited about something like this in the previous video when we were reviewing the Bifrost. Let's go check it out. I'm really excited. That was pretty cool. Now, a lot of questions. Can you actually fit the Thor suppressor onto another gun? The answer is yes. So essentially, it was designed for the flash hider on the Krytac VEC-TOR, which actually features the same flash hider on the AR AEGs, the M4 AEGs. So basically, if you can get your hands on one of these Krytac flash hiders, or if you have a Krytac AEG that has this, you can actually mount that on. So let's give that a go here. Just double check that. Should be empty. Awesome. Trigger safe is on. So let's mount that flash hider onto this particular system. Now what you want to make sure is there's actually a grub screw on this flash hider, and you need to make sure that the grub screw is facing downwards, because otherwise your suppressor will be on an angle. So it actually does take into consideration on that flat surface on that flash hider. So as long as that grub screw is at the bottom of your flash hider, that should be fine. And let's lock that in place. And there we go. Easy. Let's go shoot it. One of the other conditions to get the Thor to fit onto a different model besides the flash hider is you also need to give the barrel length to the muzzle a 25.5mm clearance at least. What that means, if it's too short, it's actually not going to lock in. So let's got the MoARrrr P90 here, and we've gave that an extension piece. Otherwise it wouldn't actually fit, but with the extension piece we can now fit that on. So personally, I think the blocky squarish suppressor looks a bit funny on ARs, but I'm excited to see it fit on, let's say, a P90 from Krytac with the correct, spacing on that extension piece. I think that would look fantastic. So quite exciting to check out. So that looks pretty good. that was fun. So personally, I've never been a big fan of the Kriss Vector, but I think with the Acetech Handguard and Suppressor recess, I think it looks fantastic, and they're very high quality products. So it is full aluminum, both these units, and the QD system on Suppressor is just brilliant. So I really like the idea how easy that is to detach and attach, as well as getting that module out. So basically, with the particular Bifrost M, it is the same settings as the Bifrost unit itself, so exact same functions. So it does come with 4 different basically RGB modes or rainbow mode. So the first mode would be RGB, which is red, green, and blue. Second mode would be rainbow, where it has basically a trail of 7 colors. And the third option is dynamic rainbow, where it basically flashes every 0.5 seconds, changes every 0.5 seconds while you're shooting, and it cycles through the 7 modes of color. And the last mode, which is the fourth mode, is the demo mode, where it flashes 5 times on the same color, then changes to the next one as you go along. So we'll cover that more in depth in a separate video, especially going into different color modes, as well as the options with setting it. But you know, really fun units. They are the only ones in the market that do this sort of rainbow RGB traces. So still very impressed on what they did with this particular unit. And now I'm pretty happy that we've got the Bifrost M, which we can fit into my favorite Predator MK3. So that's really good news for me as well. But essentially, I hope you guys had fun, because we definitely did had a lot of fun reviewing this video. And I hope you guys can join us in the next video. Well, this is Nonocat, that's on the spear. We'll see you in the next video. Beat the 2 configurations on the Handguard. Beep. Blaster M doesn't fit into the Thor, but what about the Predator? Sorry, what about Predator MK3? I'm excited to see what that does. Let's go give it a let's give it a go. Let's go give it a go.